What's going on, people? We're here in the not as famous living room for another edition of Flobo Tries. That's where I try crazy stuff. In theory, you guys let me know if you have anything you want me to try. I am on this journey with you. This is real time, first time, every time. I'm gonna trademark that. That was clever. Okay, so your boy likes some sake. I like sake when I'm in Japanese restaurants, or even when I get a little bit of that inkling in the store, I usually pick it up. I like to prefer my sake. You can have it hot or cold. I like mine cold. You can have yours filtered or unfiltered. I like mine unfiltered. And I want to explain that in just a second why I use air quotes. So today, I have what's called Premium Nigori, and it is coconut flavored. And the reason why I use air quotes is that Nigori is what usually is considered unfiltered sake, or sake with some cloudy sediment in the bottom. I don't know if you can see it here. In fact, let me just rip open the label so you get a better sense of it. But it's kind of a misnomer. See, unfiltered sake, it's still kind of filtered. It's just not as filtered as the one that's purely clear or anything like that. So what ends up happening is when something is coarsely filtered, you have a little bit or a lot of it of the stuff towards the bottom. Now, it looks kind of gross, but it's all good because you're supposed to shake it. Sometimes it's considered a rice wine. It's because derived from rice, and you see them in a lot of restaurants as well. This brand here is Kizakura, and I don't know if you can tell by the label at the bottom, it has about 10% alcohol. So basically more concentrated than actual grape wine, but not as advanced as, say, hard liquor. Some beers are kind of objective, some because beers can be as high as 10%, but that's a whole other issue. So, like the fact that you have a little bit of a sediment there, you're supposed to shake. And I had refrigerated this the night before because I like mine cold. I've never had a coconut flavored before, and the brand Kizakura has a couple of flavors in the store. So it's readily accessible. I got mine at Ralph's, which is part of the Kroger network. And I know Kroger has different names for their stores throughout the country. So I'm pretty sure, I would assume, if there is a decent enough population that's open to sake, you may find that in their wine aisle. It's usually toward the end of the wine. Like the wine, like the box wine, the carton wine, they usually put all the other non-liquor products in that corner. So we're going to shake this up now just to make sure everything's all even. At the same time, I just want to say, if you haven't already, tell a friend about this. Patreon.com/FloboBoys. This is how I support myself. And I thank you so much for being part of the Boisterous crew, because you have so many choices for your entertainment. You try to rock with me. Special glass, not really. This is a stemless wine glass. I don't like wine glasses with stems personally in my house. I used to have one on some bachelor stuff until I invited friends over, and I was like, I'll drink out of the Green Lantern cup. And then I was like, okay, I need to get myself a set. Plus, when you have, you're like me, you put like the glass on the floor and stuff. Like, why would you put the glass on a little stem to knock over and shatter all that stuff? These can't break, I'm just saying. So, as you can see here, it has a bit of a thinner consistency. It's still pretty early in the day, so I'm gonna go super light on this one here. But coconut flavored sake, or Nigori sake, is what it's called when it's like unfiltered or cloudy like this. Damn, that's refreshing. It's like Malibu. It's like Malibu sake, bro. This is pretty cool, man. Shout out to Kizakura. I'm gonna get some more. Don't tell my mom that I'm drinking when the daylight's still out like this. She's gonna be like, my boy. This is dope. I actually like this a lot. That's delicious. If you can get past the idea of it being cloudy, I know that'd be a little visually unappealing for a lot of people. This is actually pretty delicious. You could probably have this on a warm day, probably with a meal, probably on a date or so. Actually, one of the better sakes I've had in a while, and I got it not in a fancy restaurant, but in an aisle in the grocery store. So shout out to Kizakura. I may follow you on social media if you guys have a channel or anything. Don't consume while pregnant. All right, that does it for me on this edition of Flobo Tries. If you want something you want me to try out, you let me know. Just hit me up right here in that comment section below. But most of you people are my homies. You can check me out on social media or have my email somewhere in between.